Welcome to episode 4 of this Let's Play series. We're playing Distant Worlds 2. My name is DasTeekan. Welcome to the channel. Hope you have been enjoying the series so far. I keep on forgetting to thank my Patreon supporters, but thank you guys for the support. It means a lot to me. I do really appreciate it very, very much. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get into this one. We can see we're in the middle of a battle. Actually, we're at the end of a battle. We're cleaning up. I'll do a bit of a summary just so you sort of know, if you haven't been watching the series. You can see that there's like a lot of stuff just coming into where we had just finished. In fact, there's an escape pod with a pirate leader on board. By the way, if you are playing the game, eventually the pirate leaders that you can pick up from these escape pods will be able to join you. I think at some point, like they'll be changing the way that certain mechanics work in the game. That's one that's not really here yet, so there's no real benefit in picking them up at this point in time, but that will change in I don't know when, but hopefully in the near future. They've got at the moment, from what I can gather, like the game has only just launched, and so there seems to be a lot of focus on just trying to get stability higher than what it is. I find the game extremely stable, but I know that some of you have actually struggled with that. And they're also just making, I guess, the more important tweaks, the tweaks to the game that sort of impact your enjoyment. So that's a nice to have at this stage, so that will come. Actually, one thing I should point out, I consider this game early access, even though it is actually has had a full launch. I sort of wish it was early access, officially, because there's going to be a lot of changes being done to the base game, and I'm heartened by that. Like, some people don't like buying early access games or sort of getting involved in early access games because they feel that they're sort of helping the developers with the like beta testing. It's actually like the beta testing process was exhaustive. It was very, very thorough. There are some little things that have gotten through, like some of these stability issues, which none of the beta testers really experience. So it's one of those things where they're still patching all those sorts of things, but I still feel that the game mechanics are still not in a complete state of flux, but there's still a little bit of tightening up. Personally, I would have preferred the game to have been launched as early access, but it's considered a full launch, and it's certainly a great game. Like, this is definitely my the best game I've played for a couple of years, really. It's this is just exceptional. I just can't stop playing it, to be honest. Whether I'm recording or doing live streams or just playing for my own enjoyment, I just cannot stop. I've got hundreds of hours in this game now, and I love it. I love it a lot. Okay, so anyway, we've got our fleet in through here. We've got the DasTeekan fleets, which our main weapon is an iron weapon, and iron weapons don't do damage. What they do is they disable, which does allow the assault pods we have on these swarm of frigates to then be able to take over some of these pirate ships. Now, there's 2 pirate ships left in the system. If we sort of pull back, we've got the Cunning Victory there, and we have another one back over this side. Now, this one got the hyperdrive is offline, so this one has been damaged. One of its still got damage to its engines, to two of the general slots. If we have a look and see what's going on with this one, you'll sort of see that the warp bubble generator has got a health of 51%, so this has taken some damage, and then the cruise systems have also taken some damage in through there as well, along with a lot of what they have. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to capture both of these ships. So let's just go and exit. There we go. That's just a bit of a leftover animation from when we blew up the actual the pirates. The pirate base. So we've been targeting this one with our actual concussion missiles, and we're also pushing this one pretty hard with everything now that we've finished what we have. So let's just go and grab our first fleet and turn these around, and we're just going to go and capture this one here. Yep. So we're just now it's going to be sending in. Got to wait. Too late. Too late. So we'll do this one here, and we'll just go and capture that one with this fleet. So we're trying to disable it using the iron cannons, and there goes. That will be. So we've now disabled what it's got in through there. It can't move anymore, and so this will be an assault pod, I think, of DasTeekan Marines. No, maybe not. No, it was a concussion missile. We still think it needs a bit of softening up yet. So the other ships are going to come in close. Now their assault pods may still not be up to scratch. They're still maybe sort of resetting. I think it takes 20 seconds between bursts with the assault pods, but this thing will try to be fixing itself up. Like it's got a couple of the engines have now been disabled. The damage has got one general slot. It will try to jump out of here if it can. There we go. We're now sort of getting. This is an assault pod of Teekans. If we go in a bit closer, yeah. So here they come. This is like the little group that is on its way. Others are trying to disable the actual ship itself. That's only one group. Now that's not going to be enough. Oh yes, maybe it is. There's only the cruiser. That's right. The cruise system was taken out to a large degree. There we go. Just keep it coming. Okay, and we've now taken it. Awesome. Okay, so the Jaminiri Zenith has been boarded and captured. Excellent. So I'm just going to leave these pirate ships to just go around and do their own thing. Just press B now, just to get it back to the way I like it to look. And I'm just pressing Shift Q until we get to the north. There we go. So Galactic North. And that's our ships done. So we no longer really need them to... There's another pirate base up here. All right, so that's the next target for our ships. So we're just going around destroying what we can. So what we'll do is I'll send my first fleet back for refuel and repair at Pleiades 5 Spaceport. This is our home base. I might change that actually. I might just change the name of those just so that we've actually, so it makes a bit more sense. Like Pleiades 5 seems like a bit of a, I'll just get that back up to normal speed for a little while. I'll just go back and rename them. Okay, so we'll just call this one DasTeekan. Or DasTeekan, that'll do. DasTeekan Prime. Okay, there we go. So DasTeekan Prime is going to be the, and we'll call this one the DasTeekan Spaceport. Here we are. So when you rename things, you can only rename things like while you're still in the game, as long as you control them. As long as, like we control this planet because it's a colony. We control this because it's one of our spaceports. We can change the name of ships. If we wanted to change like the system itself, like we would have to then basically go in and it doesn't quite work last time I tried it, but you can actually rename the stars. Like if I click on this one, I don't have any control over what this one's called, but I can go to the game editor and change the name of it if we wanted to. But I'll call it the Pleiades system. So it's DasTeekan Prime in the Pleiades system. So we'll leave it there. We'll unpause. So they'll now come back away from here. Okay, we found an independent colony of Xenoxes. Now this is good because we do want to be finding more of these as trade partners, and also ultimately potentially as like for us to colonize. And if we've got over like about 100 or so million, like probably around about the 500 million would be viable for us. So we encountered a new colony of Xenox at Brony 4 in the Brony system. They're naturally hostile towards us, though, unfortunately. So we can invade and take over the colony by landing troops, or we can attempt to colonise them by sending a colony ship, although this is unlikely to succeed due to their negative view of us. Initial communications with Xenoxes have been fairly neutral. The Xenoxes are wary of us. The colony has unique... okay, so we do actually have some scenery bonuses there. Research projects are available on our tech tree that can increase our understanding of the Xenox. We should research these projects. Now, to see why they are naturally hostile towards us, let's have a bit of a look at that one. If we just pause that one there for a second, it will then just go through who the Xenox actually are. Like they're sort of like they're the spies of the galaxy. But if we go to the Galacticopedia and go down to alien races, and then go to the Xenox down the bottom here, again, you'll have the same sort of story there, but what you can see is sort of what they're like. Now, they're not very adaptable. They're sort of adaptable, but the assimilation rate is negative 10%, so they're not going to assimilate quickly. That's an important factor if we're considering taking them over through military means, because assimilation is like if for every population that you have that is not assimilated into your collective or into your group, it does cost you a lot. So for every one population costs you about 10 of your dollars. So it's essentially it can become quite expensive, particularly for a large planet. At 435, it's going to cost me 4,300 odd just to when we first take it over. And if they adapt slowly, then we're spending a lot of money slowly over time. So we have to be very, very careful of that. And then down through the bottom here, it will then tell us what it thinks of the various races. Now, when we have a look at this one, pretty much anything under -50 is sort of doable as a colony. We will eventually be able to get a colony happening in through there. So it thinks of the Teekans at -30. I'm actually happy with that. Like, that's actually not too bad. It does like the Quamino better than that, and the Securans better. But really, most of the other factions are around the -30. So I'm happy to just go carefully with this one and sort of set this one up as a potential colony. Now, if we go across to our diplomacy and then go across to the independent colonies in through here, see how it's got strategy invasion? This is what it's thinking that we should be doing with it. I don't have to have this. I can actually set this one up to try to bring it on board and be friendly with us. Now, it's interesting that the AI sort of thinks that we should be invading this when it's possible. And that's certainly doable. Certainly doable. I think I might, though, just change that across to something else. So I'm going to go and say for this particular colony of Xenoxes, for that particular colony, I'm going to change this from automatic to manual, which then opens up this drop down. And so from the drop down, I can go in either invasion or diplomacy leading to peaceful colonization. If we do diplomacy, we're going to be wanting to spend a lot of money to go and change their thinking about us. Now, at the moment, they've got a they're neutral with us, but at -10. But it is declining. So if we have a look at this one, we can see where the decline actually is. So we're troubled by your strange alien ways at -2.2, and we distrust you because of our limited experience with you. So the strange alien ways is going negative at 2.2. They maybe they never will. If that's going backwards, they're always going to see us as strange aliens. Even though the -8 will come up, they'll probably never be strong enough. Look, let's just give it a go, and then we can always change it back again. So we'll try with diplomacy, because what I'd like to do is I need to have as many trade opportunities as I can possibly get, and this is a potential trade partner, even though it's just an independent. So at the moment we do actually have a restricted trade agreement with them by default when we first come across these things. But if we just go with diplomacy leading to peaceful colonization, we can then just see if that's possible. So we'll give that one a bit of a go and just to see if that one actually can be done this way. So we'll just unpause. That will then lead ultimately, hopefully, to some sort of trade, like better trade going in through there. So while salvaging an escape pod, yep, so someone has actually now salvaged that particular pirate leader. As I say, not really of any great value. We've got a new spy that's coming back in through there. Propose a gift. So it'll be wanting us to spend money. And look, let's just do it and see what actually happens. See if this -10. Here we go. We've got it to +5. So they're now thinking a little bit more positively of us. So they do accept the gift. And if we have a look at this, it's going to cost us a bit to do this one. So we've found new detailed maps further out this way. So that's good. Found some treasure as well. So we are sort of doing what we have to do there. So if we have a look again at this colony, we can see that it's now going to be going backwards at a fairly strong rate. So we appreciate your gift, but it's going to have a rust factor. So the gift was +15, but the rust factor is -7.5. You've given us gifts. It's like a bit of a permanent one of +3.8. So that will sort of go up a little bit. And the distrust will slowly come up as well. So we should be able to get these up to around about over time. I don't know where that the strange alien ways, how long that will have a rust factor to it. The appreciate your kind gifts will disappear fairly soon, like within a couple of years, really. And they are neutral with us, but who knows? Who knows what will happen here? Okay, I'll dismiss that one. So we're just finding more and more locations back and through this side. It's going to be hard to sort of get out to these areas. It's a fair way off. We've got coming back there. That's just one of the little escorts that it's one of the pirate escorts we picked up. And we have a bit of a look at these guys just to see what they're doing. So they're on an ice world. These do live on the ice worlds. We don't know what resources or anything just yet. So the pirate ship that we left behind is now just sort of doing its own thing, picking up what it can. Now I might send it up to go and destroy that base that was there. It's going to be difficult. Actually, where is it? Gemini there. That's the grasslands planet that we saw there before. Not really suitable for us at this stage. Where was that base? It was in here, wasn't it? Is it the Gemini system? No, it was this one here. Yeah, we already have that. That's the base that's already sitting there. Now this is all good stuff for us because we can sort of set these resort bases up around the place. We might have a bit of a look at that. So if we go across to our civilian ships, we can then have a look at resort locations, and we've got a fair few of them. So if we just go back out so we can sort of see what's going on. Ideally we want to sort of keep them fairly close to population centres, so we've got one right in the Plios system. So we'll go and do that one, and this is probably actually end up, yeah, we've got a few different scenery bonuses in through here. This is an important system for us, so why not build one out that way as well? So we'll build 3 at this stage, but we are finding more and more. In fact, even at Brony over through here, we can actually build one. I'll leave it just for a little while, but that will actually boost our money, our bonus income quite dramatically. And do we have any more research locations? No, we don't. But we've actually found a lot. Now we're no longer, our money is now no longer positive. So we've got a new spy that's now coming back in. So our money is no longer positive. So we don't have we don't have the extra credits. We need to actually have like credits to burn of say 3,000. So we're sort of spending now too much of the money that we're earning. We're not earning enough money from our colony for that to then be able to sort of keep the research going. So the research then halves. So the total that we have, like 172. Or it's 151 from research stations, divide that in half, so we end up with 75 essentially coming through, and you can see there's 76 from research stations because there's no funding going in, but it's still research coming in. So if we find more locations, we'll just keep on doing it because it will bring this thing down. We're down to two and a bit years now. That started off being around 30 years. What I might do is I might just have a look and see. We've got nothing else queued up. And we should now start to think about what we do need for the next phase of what we're doing. It's going to be something from these columns and through this side. Like fast mining would be good. That's only 6 years now with what we've currently got. This will allow us to get even more materials. The Teekan things that we actually have, we end up with a couple of stuff. We've actually got attack shuttles in through here. So we end up getting a large starfighter bay. Now that's going to be only 13 years to get that, and we get the Zip attack shuttle with that, which does allow us to take over ships very, very effectively. That is something worth thinking about. We get 16 fighter capacity with a large starfighter bay. It's a size 100 though, so it's very, very large. So it would be great on bases. That would really do a lot. This attack shuttle would allow us to do a lot more. Like when we have a look at the maximum size is 60, hull size 20. That's okay. That's just the shuttle itself. Yeah, it's interesting. Actually, no, the attack shuttle is an interceptor. It's not an assault. I thought it was an assault pod, but it's actually not. We've got long-range assault pods there, which we don't really need. So that's basically an interceptor, which would actually allow us then to have like a fairly effective fighter ship. Hyperdrive is coming at the moment, so we're still actually getting that one fairly soon. In terms of weaponry, I like the combination we have of the ion bombs. So we've got this heavy, like this one over through here would be 22 years. It's a little bit too long to get that one there. But in terms of the concussion missiles, so we've got the concussion missiles in through there. We can get upgrades for this one here if we wanted to, or we can go with heavy missiles down this side and get the Lance missiles, which will have a much longer range at 3,500 as opposed to a range of 2,300. They've got the fast missiles, which are in fairly close at 19, but they do a fair bit of damage, 3.3 per second, as opposed to the mediums on this one at 2.8 per second. So these ones here, the Lance missiles only do 1.9 per second. They've got a very long firing rate of 32 seconds. These are a firing rate of 32 as well. What about these? Are they 32? Firing rate of 32 seconds between salvos. I do like the idea of getting these standoff weapons, these long range Lance missiles. It allows us to kite when we actually come up against other enemy fleets. We don't have to then sort of stick with things. And how long would that take to get that one? 7 years. It's a bit long, a little bit long. What about other craft? If we go back down, actually other things that we could end up getting as well would be better engines. We've got the quantum engine, we've got the enhanced, just the proton engine. That would be a clean one to go and get. We can get that in 6 years, that's not too bad. The down through here, the enhanced civilian ships. Now this would give us the large mining ship. Maybe this one here, because this is still 6.7 years. Got monitoring stations, which we don't really need. Enhanced construction, where we can get like the medium construction ship, which we don't really need either. I'm thinking maybe we go this way and get the... this one gives us the large mining ship. We'll get different freighters, which sort of suits us as Teekans. So I think we might go and pay the cost. Now, if I don't actually choose one, the AI will choose what it thinks is the best one for me, and it does do a good job. Anyway, let's just go and put that one in there. So that will be the next one that we actually go after. There's nothing much else there that we need to really worry about, I don't think. We've got these sort of basic things which are fine. Yeah, I think we're okay. Okay, well, let's just leave it there. And we'll just continue on. Now, the first fleet is coming back home. We've still got a few of these need a bit of healing. This one here is coming through with a couple of destroyed areas on it, or destroyed things. Let's have a look and see why it's taking so long. One of its reactors is down, so it's actually, the reactor is now impacting its hyperdrive speed, so it's limping home. That's why it's going so slow. It can still operate, but it operates at basically half power. So that's fine. We'll just let that one sort of do what it's going to do. And the Empire will just continue rolling on, and we're still just looking for more and more areas back out through here as far as potential colonies. None of these are good enough. None of those are good enough. Yeah, the rust is kicking in a fairly major way back over there at the Brony system. Now this is sort of tucked away inside an area that I'm guessing that a lot of other factions won't really be able to. Well, this is inside our territory anyway, so we've sort of got this one secure with whatever we want to do with it. Just wait for this guy to get home. I'll just speed up this a little bit. So I've got unknown items detected at Calandis 2. That's good. I'm just trying to get these resort bases established so we can get the extra money coming in. Okay, we've just found a 14 in through here, which is a sandy desert moon. Plus 14 is very close. Very close. That interests me, I've got to say. I've still got the Oceanosec back in our home system. This is the one that we found before. This is why our money is going backwards. Now, to have a bit of a look at this one, if we bring this one up, you'll see that support costs are very, very high. What we try to do is we try to tax the, like we try to get maximum growth while they're small, like with their numbers, and so the tax rate should be 0. I don't know why it's at 2%. It's like we're trying to maximize the growth, and we do that essentially by getting development and also by getting as much happiness in here as possible. So it's undeveloped, so we do need to find a lot more luxury resources. Now we will find them over time. We do have a troop cloning facility back in through there as well. For 10,000, we have the armor barracks. Now I don't need either of these at this stage. You know what I should have got was the Planetary Improvement Center. Let's leave that one where that is. Yep, so there's another luxury that we've just discovered, or that we've found more about. That one's got no mission. It's on automatic, it'll just do its own thing eventually. Okay, so the first, still got one that's coming back in. The others are sort of getting refueled and repaired. And then we can take it off after this one up here. I'm tempted. I'm tempted, but we need to grow this one as much as we possibly can. Okay, we found another independent colony of Xenoxes as well. Just missed that one as well. The Hall of Salages. So we've discovered the Hall of Salages, ancient ruins from a lost civilization at the volcanic moon of Shitazoa in the Salages system. Should we investigate? Yeah, we'll have a bit of a look at this one. Actually, this is right behind this pirate base, which is very powerful. This is double the power of the last one that we went up against. So this is the Red Rock Army. I bet you it's a trap. That's not. Okay, these ruins provide the following colony bonuses. So we get colony development, colony happiness, reactor research, and scenery. Now we can't settle volcanic moons, so that's going to be out of reach for us. We can acquire research bonuses by building a research station here. Okay, that's good. We can actually do that. Take me to the hall. Yeah, that's okay. We'll just dismiss that one. Actually, there's another one. The Dira Pirates are here as well. And these are also quite powerful. Yep, so Dira Pirates and Salages 1 are after us. So we've got two pirate factions in the same area. Now they'll probably try to avoid each other, I would think, because they're too powerful for their individual ships. That's interesting. How's that display here? Doesn't show up because we didn't actually identify them. But we know. We're in the know. So that's sort of working out well. We'll just keep this diplomacy sort of going with these at this stage. And we won't do too much with those. We'll just try to sort of keep them happy. Oh, we found one of the admirals. Is it one of ours? Yeah, it was. We went to the mining station. And then he ended up being in an escape pod, so they must have destroyed whatever ship he was on back in here. So I missed all that whole storyline as to what actually happened. So he's on board this one, I'm guessing. Yeah, off he goes. Commanding the Honest Gambit, which is just an exploration vehicle. He'll move out of there fairly soon. Ah, the Xenox Dominion has been encountered. So a new empire in the Vicunda system. Now, that could be a problem for us. Where's the Vicunda system? How far away are they? Just going to show me. It's not going to show us where it was. Just say goodbye. Just give it pause for a second. Just dismiss that. Now, if we go back to the message, It's not showing us where that one actually was. So the Vicunda system, Vicunda, they've actually come into here. So we've actually found them deep inside our territory. I thought it may have been somewhere out through here. So I'm guessing if they're here, they could be anywhere out through here. They could be a problem, actually. They could be a big, big problem. Well, we'll see how it goes. They're not the sort of faction that I would love to have had the humans nearby, or another Teekan nearby would have been great. Now, as far as money is concerned, actually we're out of time, guys, so I won't talk about that this time. I know the items detected over there. So let's just see how we're going with... yep, actually fleet number 1 is now ready to go back out again. All 12 ships are ready to go. We do actually have now an admiral on board, where we do get better targeting, better ship speeds, yep, so ship manoeuvring as well, and weapon damage increase as well by +2. I think we take this particular fleet out and take it against one of these pirate bases and just sort of see how we go. Not so much this one here. I think this one may be a little bit beyond us. Oh, maybe not, actually. It's sort of right on the limits. It's still building stuff there. Anyway, we'll think about that next turn. So thanks for watching. I will catch you in that episode.